Okay, thank you so much for joining me here at the live desk. We are going to turn to the latest on that manhunt that is still underway so far this morning here in a moment. But first, I do want to start off with this new video or this new information that we just received here at the live desk and into our newsroom. Take a look at your screen right now. You can catch all of the information on our website, KCTV5.com. We just pushed out an alert not too long ago, but a mother and son are dead in Olathe after an apparent murder-suicide yesterday afternoon. Now, Olathe police said that officers responding to a welfare check at approximately 4:20 yesterday found a 36-year-old man dead from a gunshot wound and his mother, a 70-year-old woman, dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound as well. Police said there are no outstanding subjects in the incident, and the case remains under investigation by OPD. So, of course, we will continue to follow that developing story. Again, we just received that information into our newsroom not too long ago. But right now, I do want to turn to this story that we have been covering overnight and into the day today. So take a look at this video that we have here at the live desk. Kansas City police are still searching for a man, an armed suspect, I should say, involved in a carjacking and shootout with officers, and police are now asking for your help in locating that man who is considered armed and dangerous. And I do want to give a timeline of events from last night. Officers were called to a McDonald's after reports of armed robbery and shots fired at employees. Thankfully, no one was hurt in the initial altercation, but the suspect did leave the scene. Now, shortly after 10 o'clock last night, police arrived at the area of Brookside and Myers, and that's where they found the suspect's car. And at that point, the suspect shot at officers and they returned fire. He then fled the scene, carjacking a car across the street and exchanging fire with law enforcement for a second time. No first responders were injured in that incident, but the suspect fled again with the stolen vehicle. Kansas City police then found it abandoned at 73rd and Cherokee and Prairie Village. We spoke to police overnight, and I do want to take a listen in to what they said. So let's listen in now.
Obviously, shooting at McDonald's employees and shooting at another vehicle before fleeing the area and getting into gun battles with police, and also carjacking unsuspecting victims in this area. He definitely poses a threat to the community. And that's why it's very important that we get his description and information out there in regards to what he looks like.
Now, speaking of his description, again, the suspect is still on the loose, and so police say that he is a white male in his early 30s with a thin build. He was last seen with a black T-shirt, and officers say he is both armed and considered dangerous. And there are multiple officers and investigators involved in this investigation since it spanned several miles, crossing state lines. They are still searching for that suspect. If you were just now joining us, this is the latest information coming in from overnight. And as always, if you have any information, you are asked to call police. Now, I do want to turn to another story that we are following here at KCTV5 today. If you take a look at your screen now, you can see that directing you back to our website, KCTV5.com. We are following another story, another shooting from overnight. Police are still looking for a suspect wanted for another shooting in Kansas City. A man was shot and killed overnight, like I mentioned, and KCPD got a party down call at around 2 a.m. near 41st Street and Benton Blvd. That's when officers arrived. They found a man on the sidewalk who was unresponsive and appeared to have been shot. Now, EMS declared the man dead on the scene. The circumstances surrounding the homicide is still being investigated right now, but police are looking to the public for help once again. And if you know anything, you are asked to call the TIPS hotline. You can find all of that information on our website, KCTV5.com. And you can also download the KCTV5 News app to find that story and many other stories as well, local and national. Now, I do want to switch gears just a little bit. The recent wave of gun violence has not only left people in our community in the Kansas City metro area feeling very frustrated. I mentioned that we were at 90 homicides yesterday. That was the latest number, but now that number continues to go up, especially with the shootings from overnight. Now, people all over the state are still dealing with that same exact issue. I do want to turn to a story from our sister station, KMOV in St. Louis. A 9-year-old boy became the 41st child to be injured or killed in a shooting since the start of this year. Again, we are only 6 months into 2023, and so concerned citizens and also the mayor in St. Louis, they're all speaking out this morning. I do want to turn to that story now. Again, it is coming from KMOV in St. Louis. John Kipper has that story. Let's take a listen in.
Man, ain't no reason why a 9-year-old shot, man. It's no reason for that.
Lisa LeGrone's frustration boiling over after learning a child was shot Thursday afternoon here in the Hamilton Heights neighborhood.
People act like we are insensitized to this stuff.
LeGrone says she's with a group called Safe Streets, Safe Neighborhoods, and she's been to 4 shootings in the last 3 days.
How many bodies I done seen? In the last 72 hours after these shootings happen, I respond to these families. That's my job, man. And I gotta hear these parents cry.
Since January 1st, 41 children have been victims of gun violence in the city of St. Louis.
We have multiple victims on the 5th floor.
10 teens were shot and 1 died after a shooting Sunday morning inside this building on 14th and Washington. Mayor Tashara Jones expressed outrage, asking parents to help keep teens safe.
I need families to hear me loud and clear. Downtown is not a 1 a.m. destination for your 15-year-old.
It's bigger than downtown. We got a citywide problem that people every day gotta listen to gunshots.
LeGrone pleading with local leaders to help shift the tide as the number of children shot in St. Louis continues to rise.
I'm begging this city, man, please, and the state legislature, man, y'all gotta help us, man. We can't do this. This is killing this community.
Now, St. Louis Metropolitan Police did say the child was conscious and breathing when EMTs took them to the hospital. Still, no word on a suspect. Reporting downtown, John Kipper, News 4.
Again, that is the latest information coming from our sister station in St. Louis, KMOV. 41 children have been victims of gun violence in St. Louis since the start of the year. Again, we are only 6 months into 2023. As always, you can always catch the latest information on our website, kctv5.com. Make sure you download the KCTV5 News app for instant notifications on breaking news. That includes local and national news as well. As always, I am Janae Hancock here at the Live Desk. I will hop back on with the latest developments throughout the day.